guys, I'm Aveline. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So today we are decorating another apartment. I just feel like I'm just in that kind of mood these days. I just want to make apartments. You can jump straight into doing the interior, which is something that I prefer a lot some days. Other days, however, I do prefer to just focus on the exterior of a building, and I just cannot be bothered with the interior, to be honest. But these days, I'm mostly all about the interior. So the fact that we have apartments and you can just jump in and start decorating right away is so appealing to me these days. So that's why I'm doing 2 in a row, something that I don't usually do, but just in case you were wondering, I'm just really in the mood to make apartments these days. So this one is technically a generations apartment because there is room for a tiny human, a kid, 2 parents, or one if you just want a single parent here, and also 2 grandparents that I kind of felt like would mostly just be a grandma, just because, I don't know, the grandma vibes. And I also tried to make this very like color scheme wise. It's definitely different from my other generations homes because I was trying to make this a little bit more modern and also contemporary, so a mix of the two, and also just like a very toned down kind of color scheme. So very black and white and gray, and then of course the flooring adds a little bit of more color to the interior since it's like a medium brown sort of color. So that is what we're doing today. I can't really see what the address is, but you can see it in the upper left corner. It's 120 something Hakim House, so it's one of the apartments in the arts quarters, and I actually really like the size of this apartment. My only issue is I feel like there's a serious lack of windows when it comes to this one. It's like you can't get, with some of the apartments there are too many windows, but with some of the apartments there are too few windows. There's no like in between, at least not when it comes to the newer buildings. If you go to a place like the Spice District, it's fine. It's all like balanced and stuff. There's a nice amount of windows on all the apartments. But if you're either here in the arts quarters or fashion district or uptown, I just feel like, especially in uptown, there are way too many windows. But then you have both fashion district and here in the arts quarters, there are way too few windows. There is one of the apartments that is actually here in arts quarters. I think I did it earlier this week, earlier this month. I don't remember what I ended up calling the apartment. It was a family apartment of some sort. But I've done that apartment many times, and usually in a bohemian kind of style, because I just really like how that looks in that apartment. I feel like the bohemian interior is a nice mix with all the windows and all the like more contemporary looking windows. It's just a very pleasing mix to me. But my point is that apartment specifically actually has a nice amount of windows. However, it's very restricted what you can do with the floor plan in that one because of that, because all the windows, or a lot of the windows, are on just one side of the apartment. So, but that's not important because that's not the one we're decorating today. I don't even know if it's in the same building. I feel like it might be, but I'm not fully sure. It was actually a bohemian apartment, but it was for roommates instead of a family. So anyways, if you were curious about that and you went back on the channel to figure it out, it was the Bohemian Dream roommates apartment that I did earlier this month, or about a month ago or something. Time just flies by, like what in the world? So yeah, that's also when I was super excited to hear about the next game pack, and now I'm not so much anymore. They did, however, if you're not on Twitter, by the way, because I know that a lot of you probably aren't, but they did say, Lindsay Pearson, she's one of the lead producers, I think. I don't actually fully know what her, or remember what her job title is, but she's like one of the upper people, does that make sense? Anyways, she just tweeted a couple of days ago or a week ago or something that they were going to announce the next pack sometime very soon. So I'm really looking forward to that because I think it's going to be an EP. I don't know if she said specifically EP, but I feel like it's going to be the EP, which means that it'll probably be out at like start November or end of October. So I'm looking forward to that quite a lot. As you guys know, I'm always looking forward to new announcements because I just love new stuff in my game. I just like having a lot of things. So I'm really looking forward to that. But we know that it's not going to be farming or it's not going to have bunk beds or cars. There is one more thing that it's not going to have, but I don't remember, or two more things possibly. I have a feeling that it's going to be a vacation world, but I think it's going to be with hotels. However, I know nothing, so like don't take my word for it. I know nada. I know nothing whatsoever. So we moved on from the common room, which consisted of the kitchen, the dining area, and also the living room. So I put them all in one room. I like to do that when it comes to newer looking apartments because it's very common here in Denmark. We have basically, we call it the kitchen all room, which I don't know if it's translatable, but it's basically like everything in one room, and then you have separate rooms for the bedrooms, or like in my case, an office. So I like to do it like that when I renovate the newer looking apartments, so the more contemporary looking apartments, like this specifically here in, or this one specifically here in Arts Quarters. I completely forgot what that was called for a whole second. Anyways, over by the closet area, the wardrobe area, I was desperately trying to find something that could sort of like fix these small gaps between the dressers, because I gathered it all in the middle because I figured that would look nicer. But now you have these small gaps on both the right side and the left side, and I just was really trying to fix that. But now you have these small gaps because it just wasn't working out. So you probably wouldn't even have noticed if it wasn't for me talking about it now, but it bothered me so much while I was making that area that I had these gaps. So I just felt like I had to mention it just so you know that I actually did try to fix it, but it just wasn't working out. So I do like the whole like raising up the clothing racks from Myshuno Stuff Pack and placing them on the dressers from Seasons though. I think it looked kind of cool, especially with the cabinets above as well, so you could store like household stuff in there, and then of course just have the clothing, like shirts and stuff that you, or maybe not shirts. What do you hang on clothing racks? Because I hang everything on, like I don't have any place to put down, like actually fold tops together and place them somewhere. I hang all my tops. They're all hanging either in my closet or on my, what's it called? My clothing rack. So I don't know, what do you actually like put, like what do you fold and then put in a dresser? I forgot. Other than like underwear and socks and stuff, what do you do? This actually reminds me that I really need to fix some drawers for my closet in my bedroom. I was supposed to have done that like, I don't know, a year ago when I moved in. Actually, I moved in tomorrow. It's exactly a year ago, I think. Which means that today is a year ago I actually saw the apartment in person. It's kind of difficult because, or it was difficult because I was moving from one country to another and I needed to be able to work. I needed a space where I could just be on my own. So otherwise I would have had to live with my dad for a little bit, or my mom. My dad being retired, he'd be home all the time, which makes it difficult for me to work. And with my mom as well, she'd be home, or my brother would be there or something, and that would make it difficult to work as well. So I was very like, I need a place before I even get home to Denmark. So I signed the contract trusting my mother. She had been here to see the apartment before I moved, and I signed the contract while I was still in Scotland. So I got to see it, the apartment, the day before, and it did not disappoint, luckily. Otherwise, I wouldn't have stayed here for that long, I don't think. But a year is a long time for me, apparently. I don't know what that's about. But anyways, so yeah, I've lived here for an entire year by now. I love living in my apartment, by the way, just in case anybody was wondering. I love my place. I love having my own place. I love living here again. Anyways, we should do a Q&A at some point. If I do like a longer build video for this weekend or sometime next week, we could do a Q&A with it. It would make the voiceover a little bit easier for me to do because I don't know if you guys realize, but sometimes doing voiceovers, especially if you're doing them for like a 35 minute long video, it's actually really difficult. Especially when it's not in your first language. So I think doing a Q&A would kind of be cool. Also, you could ask me anything you want whatsoever, and I'd be answering most of the questions, as many as possible at least. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know. Also, this is supposed to be for the grandparents, but it's mainly for a grandma, I think. A grandma who's very into knitting, because I was just feeling like trying to mix, as you've probably noticed throughout the apartment, yes, we've mainly gone for modern and contemporary, but I've also used a fair amount of stuff from Eco Lifestyle. At least I feel like maybe it's mainly wallpaper and flooring actually, and also in the kids' room. They kind of have a lot of eco lifestyle going on in there, but I've used a lot of it in here too. So in the grandparents' bedroom, they only have like a single window, which really bothers me. That's just not enough. Or I say that I only have a single window in my bedroom, but I feel like it's still bigger than their window. Whatever. Anyways, I do feel like I've used eco lifestyle quite a lot throughout this apartment, especially in both the kid and toddler's bedroom, but also in the grandparents' bedroom. So I was like, I kind of want to try and mix the eco lifestyle stuff with the nifty knitting stuff just for fun, because the two packs don't really go together that well, but I feel like it worked out. There was something about the bed from eco lifestyle, the big one, the one that I used in their bedroom, that kind of has like a knitting feel to it. I don't know if it's because it looks like there's a yarn ball between the two pillows. I do realize that it's just a decorative pillow because I'm not, like, I know. Anyways, but there's something about it that still looks like a yarn ball, so maybe it's got something to do with that. And also the blanket, the throw, looking a little bit DIY, like she could have made it herself, the grandma, or possibly the grandpa, or one grandma or the other grandma, who knows? Or it could be both of them. Maybe they did it like teamwork. Who knows? Who really knows? Anyways, my point is, I feel like because of that decorative pillow, it actually goes pretty well with some of the Nifty Knitting stuff. So I was having a little bit of fun with that. And also, I like the rug from Nifty Knitting with the Eco Lifestyle stuff because it looks DIY as well. Obviously, like, it's knitted, so it is DIY, unless they bought it, but they didn't because they're brilliant at knitting in this family. So yeah. Like I said, was just having a little bit of fun with that. I feel like there's a lot of DIY going on in that room, but it was just all in good fun, so. And then of course, we are doing the bathroom here. And lastly, like we say in Danish, the raisin in the sausage end, we're doing the what's it called? The laundry room. Wow. This English is not going very well today. Like, my brain is in slow motion. I just can't, or slow mode. I just can't come up with words. I can't remember words. I'm just having one of those days. I'm sure some of you guys can relate, but it's been one of those days. But we are about done, so I hope you guys like this apartment. If you do, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!
I never really understood what I did wrong. Was trying hard to find a place where I belong. I lived an empty life, but had to carry on. I guess I really was giving up on love, and I tried to block those feelings off. Did I know? In a milliseconds, then it all came back when I thought that everything was lost. On a cold November night, when I met my Mrs. Right, made my feelings come to life again. When I thought I didn't care, I just saw her standing near, made my feelings come to life again. Now I wake up every morning next to her. I gotta pinch myself to prove that she's my girl. Now there's no place I'd rather be here in this world, 'cause I have no doubt, and I know she is the one. I guess I really was giving up on